actually started, I wrote down this whole entire speech because I'm not good at remembering exactly everything that's going on, but since I wasn't exactly sure what my brothers were going to say, because they left some of that out, I just want to point out...
Everything I said was true, Taylor.
I want to point out the gay thing real quick. This is coming from a guy who voluntarily dressed up as a woman for Alpha Graphics conference and saying it's raining men.
You remember?
Anyways, so
We have it on video.
oh yeah, good thing
You
about
gotta
it.
play that.
But anyways, it is an honor to be here. 25 years, fantastic achievement. I can't actually imagine living with the same person for 25 years because that just seems. I mean, it seems great, right, Dennis? Like, it seems great. but it really is a great task, and something you guys should be definitely proud of, and we know that we all are. So, when Brian sent the thing that said, "Hey, we want you guys to maybe do a 5-minute speech or so," I'm going to try and keep it pretty short because I know I'm kind of going a little long on some of the stuff. But I also didn't know that we were going to roast each other, so all of mine was directed at you, and I picked 1 or 2 stories for each of you. So it'll be pretty short. Some of our fondest memories from childhood revolve around the 2 of you, from the various trips that Alpha Graphics afforded us growing up, to Little League baseball games was a huge thing in Benson, and to working on the tool shed that turned into a 5,000 square foot barn.
It's in the photo album back there.
Or a lawnmower.
Push mower.
And we didn't have any grass. There's too many stories to tell actually about my siblings and everything. And so, like I said, I'm going to go on to my parents here. As most of you know, you see my mom, and it's an amazing thing only because she seems like such a sweet lady. And I say seems like because the stories that we've had are just almost infinite. And the one that stuck out to my head, and as soon as Brian asked me to do this, I knew the story I was going to tell you, and I think you're probably aware of which one I'm going for. But after we moved to Utah, we had used our garage as a storage shed for all the boxes that we didn't move into the house. And, so this was a hot summer day, and Mom says, yeah, you know what's up. Yeah. Mom says, okay, then it's time to go out and let's clear out the boxes and whatnot. So at the end of our driveway, we had this flatbed trailer. And what we were doing is after we were unpacking the boxes, we were taking them out to the trailer, and we were just setting them out there. And the goal was to flatten them down so we could take them out to the recycling center. So after 5 minutes of us already out there flattening the boxes, my mom turns to us and says, "Hey Taylor, remember to flatten the boxes." And so, like, just out of sarcasm, I kind of looked at John and I thought, this is too perfect. So I turned around and I just went, "What?" And she turned around to me again and says, "You gotta flatten down the boxes." So I looked at John again and I said, this is way too perfect. I can't believe she's playing into this. And so I turned around again and said, "What?" And we did this, we went on for maybe 3 or 4 times. And by this time, my dad's right behind her. He's caught on to what's going on. And we've heard her the entire time. And so, and to be honest with you, I'm not sure who found it more funny at that point, whether it was my dad or us out there. And so finally, again, after 4 or 5 times of this going on, I finally lose it because she comes to the edge of the driveway in full sign language, mom sign language, is what I like to call it. And I'm going to put it on the mic so I can show you. She comes out there and she says, "You have to flatten down the boxes." And I just fell down and laughed. Right? And so, before I was confirming the hilarity of the situation that just happened, that you actually played into the hand perfectly, I went to go look at John, and just before that, I turned around, and I see this flying object coming at me, right? And so I duck out of the way, and I look down, and it is my full-bladed, double-edged Japanese samurai sword. She is taken from the garage in one of my boxes and thrown it at me. I don't think she knew what she threw at me at first. And then she said I deserved it. The frogs to, just the various things that we've played jokes on. Moving into the story about my dad. As Brian pointed out, a lot of times Dad would always have us help with things or show us how to do things. You're going to show us how to do a project. Well, there's one time, same house when here in Utah, we just moved in and we're landscaping the yard, and Dad had ordered in some some piles of manure around the house, right? And then went and rented a Bobcat. Well, of course, teenage kid, I want to drive the Bobcat, right? And so I go out there and I'm pestering him for probably 15, 20 minutes, telling him I want to drive the Bobcat. He says, first, let's try you out on the shovel. I got to use the shovel, which was sweet for a day, I didn't have to hold it, I actually got to use it for a day, which is actually a good deal. But anyway, so about midday, he still hasn't really used the Bobcat at all, and I'm really wanting to use the Bobcat. So he finally gets in it, and Dad's moving the handles around, trying to get the feel of it, and he's just basically doing little half circles and stuff. Keep on asking him, and finally he's like, "You're not going to use the Bobcat, okay?" So I go inside, and I'm going to complain to my mom about it. She's right inside the front door, and I said, "Dad, and we walk over to the side window, I'm pointing out the window, and I said, Dad's out in the Bobcat, and he said, I can't use it at all today. I want to use the Bobcat. Can you tell Dad to let me use the Bobcat?" And at about that time, I'm watching the whole thing unfold. My dad has grabbed a bucket load of manure, right? And he's got this thing lifted up, and he starts bringing it up, and it goes all the way up, boom, back on him. Covers the entire Bobcat, covers him, and all you see is this of the eyes. And I just looked at Mom, and I was like, I don't really want to drive the Bobcat. So, Mom and Dad,
That was a crappy story.
But again, you guys really have been a symbol for us kids as far as leading a healthy life, showing us that your life doesn't stop at any age. As you guys have progressed, you guys have found more hobbies, more things to be more involved in the church, to be more involved in people's lives, giving, sharing, everything like that. I know that we don't get many opportunities to tell you guys and share it with a lot of other people how much we really do love you. And I know that, I'm sure part of the reason that you guys have such a wonderful marriage is because we all grew up in a very loving household together where us kids never fought, we never dirty clothes, we never talked back, we never stole cars, we never stayed out past curfew, and we definitely did not lock kittens in the lunchbox, by the way. But we just want to let you guys know we really do love you, and we are excited that the words of wisdom that you've said to us for so many years, that someday you will have kids, and I hope you get to experience the same exact things that you have put me through have now come true for most of us. Again, I just want to say I love you guys, proud of you guys, couldn't be in a happier home. I love all my siblings. Thank you guys for coming together to be here. Thank everybody for being here to be part of this. I said I was going to keep it short, so I will. And I thank Brian, if you want to take over, that's it.